also one of the agents with Kinetic Real Estate. And Kinetic was founded by Kevin Cruz. And, last year, in the midst of pandemic, we were able to help 100 families with 6 agents, and we're just really blessed to do that. But this year with 9 agents, our goal is to help 200 families. So we're just super excited about that. But enough about Kinetic. I just want to introduce you guys to our first speaker of the night, and just a little bit of background about Mr. Randy Garcia. He in his first year of business, he was able to help 6 families. In his second year, he was able to not only double and triple that, but quadruple that, helping 30 families in the Bay Area. And he's just a servant leader. And the reason why I say that is he's always helping people. Whether it's inside our team or outside. Even in our team, if we have any questions, you call him. He's there to help us and guide us. So he just loves to help people. He's a family man, and when he's not working his real estate business, he's golfing with his friends. So if you guys can help me welcome Mr. Randy Garcia, who's our first speaker of the night.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining today. I'm glad to have all of you here. I'm super excited for this virtual home buying process. Let's go ahead and jump into it. We're gonna start with our first slide, which is, we'll skip through these, the meet the team and stuff like that. Our agenda is rent versus buy, why buy a home and why now, lending requirements, what to consider in a new home, type of contingencies, importance of working with the real estate professional. My first slide is the cost of renting. So this slide is actually a personal equation of when I was renting in Daly City in my early 20s. My experience with renting wasn't that great. Dealing with landlords, pesky neighbors, horrible parking. When I purchased my home, I made sure it was in a neighborhood that my family would live comfortably. Looking back at all these factors on how much equity I could have gained, I wish I could have purchased sooner. If you just look at this equation right here, I could have gained 70,000 in equity of 5 years from renting. The next slide here is renting versus buying. Learning from my past, this slide shows the pros for each renting and buying. Rent versus buy. Coming from experience with renting, yes, it was convenient on my pockets up front, but if you look at it in the long run, I lost out on so much equity that I could have used for my future investments. Now that I own a home, I'm in control of my own equity and how much I can put towards my principal. Right now, since I've owned my home for a couple years, I'm able to use that equity from the home to purchase an investment property. One of the only benefits I had with renting was actually it was easier to call just the landlord to make repairs on your home. When you own a home, you have to figure all that stuff out by yourself. Such as, an example that I have is when I was renting a home, my toilet was all messed up and broken. All I had to do was just call the landlord and they just call a vendor to come out and fix it. Nowadays, I'll have to either figure it out myself or, if I can't figure it out, then I'll have to find that connection myself. Moving on, why buy and why now? This is like one of the number one questions that I have when I work with first-time home buyers. When I talk to many lenders, they mention that if it's your personal residence, it's always the right time to buy. They bring up a good point that yes, low interest rates are amazing, but if you somehow purchase with the higher one, you have the opportunity to refinance in the future, at a lower rate. Purchasing a home is not only building equity from paying down your mortgage, but in fact, it is also an opportunity to gain home appreciation. I have a great example of home appreciation. If you're familiar with Crown Colony in Daly City, when I started real estate 3 years ago, a client that I assisted purchased a 2-bedroom condo for $500,000. Last month, I just sold that same property and it appraised for $660,000. That's 160,000 in home appreciation in 3 years. 3 years, that's a short amount of time to gain 160,000. Their plan now is to use that for a down payment to use on a single family home in the peninsula. They're a growing family and they need more space. So it's a great way to build equity. And yeah, cool. So on to the next one. We do have one slide on this, or one graph on this whole presentation. Everyone loves graphs. This shows the real estate market cycle from 1984 through today. This graph may look complicated, but focus on the line going up. It shows that, in fact, Bay Area homes historically go up in value. I'll give you guys a couple seconds to look at the graph. Cool. After going over the benefits of buying, how equity and home appreciation is gained, let's jump into the fun part. This is my favorite part, especially working with buyers and first-time home buyers and whatnot, and investors. The home buying process. When you start the home buying process, you begin with the initial consultation. The first step of purchasing a home is finding a realtor that you're comfortable with and also compatible. Compatibility is huge for me. Not every two people will always work well together, but if you find the right fit, amazing results will happen. When I first started real estate, we would meet at the office and have our consultation there. But now, since, with COVID and everything, we do everything by Zoom. So it's super convenient for the realtor and the buyers, right? In your initial consultation, we talk about family. We talk about what you're looking in for a home, where you're looking to buy, when you're looking to accomplish this goal and discover your why, and how we will best service your needs. After that, after figuring all that out, we go with obtain financing, right? We will start with recommending a lender. My preferred lender is actually on this Zoom meeting. She's gonna go ahead and present at the end and answer any questions regarding lending. Her name is Lillian from Caliber Home Loans. She's great, super responsive and resourceful. We closed many deals last year and had pleasant experience every single time. She'll go over, the requirements to qualify for a home loan and how to get your pre-approval to start offering on your dream home. After receiving your pre-approval, we start looking for homes. And the next part is the home search. At this point, we weigh out your wants and needs, types of homes, and most importantly, what cities you're open into living. At